Good morning, my dear students. Today let us discuss the next topic from the lesson chemical bonding. From this lesson chemical bonding we have discussed few topics. Those are Lewis-Strauss structure and electronic theory of valence. In that electronic theory of valence, ionic bond we have completed. Today we will discuss about covalent bond. Covalent bond is proposed by Gilbert Lewis, and he proposed that atoms of some elements would achieve an octet in their valence shells without transfer of electrons between them. Gilbert Lewis, he observed that few elements, they are attaining the octet, but they are not transferring their valence electrons. Let us see how that bond is forming. We have learned in previous lesson ionic bond that atoms are attaining the octet by transferring their electrons. But here what's happening in covalent bond? They can attain the octet configuration in their valence shells by sharing the valence electrons with one or more atoms. Let us see how it is happening. It's an example, fluorine atom, this one. Two fluorine atoms. We know that electronic configuration of fluorine, it is 2, 7. So here this is a Lewis-Strauss structure for fluorine. So here these dots represents the number of valence electrons. So 7 are there. So each electron need one more, each atom requires one electron, so that they get to 8. That means 8 electrons in their outer shell. Then they get the stable electronic configuration. So each electron here, each electron from each fluorine atom. So first fluorine atom, it contributes one electron, and second fluorine atom also it contributes one more electron. So by sharing these two electrons, two fluorine atoms, they come closer and they are sharing their electrons. So here one pair of electrons are shared in between these fluorine atoms to form a fluorine molecule. So we can write this like this also, Lewis-Strauss structure of fluorine. See here one pair of electrons. So we can write it as a single bond. So the bond formed in between these two atoms is single bond. In F2 molecule, one pair of electrons are shared. So single bond. We can write like this also. We know that these dots represents the number of valence electrons in each atom. So after forming the bond, see here how many valence electrons are there. Each fluorine atom attains the octet, 8 electrons. So first fluorine atom also possess octet configuration. Similarly, second fluorine atom also possess the octet configuration. The electrons shared between the two atoms belong to both the atoms, and the sharing of electrons between them leads to the formation of a chemical bond. Now, the electrons shared between, how many electrons are shared in fluorine atom? 1 with each electron contributes 1 electron. So, these two electrons belongs to both the fluorine atoms. So, sharing of electrons here it is happened, then it leads to the formation of a chemical bond. This kind of bond is called covalent bond. We can write the statement for covalent bond like this. The chemical bond formed between the two atoms, how it is happening? Mutual sharing of a pair of valence shell electrons, so that both of them can attain octet or duplet in their valence shell is called covalent bond. Simply you have to remember that covalent bond is there means sharing of electrons. What is the reason? They have to attain the octet or duplet. Why duplet? Inert gases, if you observe, first one it is duplet. That means 2 electrons in their outer shell. Remaining all 8 electrons, because they are very stable. What is the reason why we have to attach that co? The prefix co is used to indicate when things are equal or joined. Here both the atoms, if we observe that fluorine atom, each of the fluorine atom they contributes are they are sharing the electrons. Both are sharing, not the one. So that is the reason we are using here covalent bond. The bond formed between the atoms is called covalent bond. because they both atoms are equally, they are sharing their electrons. Covalent compounds. What are covalent compounds? The compounds formed by covalent bond. Those are called covalent compounds. Examples: oxygen, nitrogen. These are all oxygen molecule, nitrogen molecule. So individual means we will call them like atoms or elements. But here O2 means two atoms are there, means this is a molecule. That means here covalent bond is there in between the two oxygen atoms. Similarly, nitrogen molecule and CH4, methane and NH3. Ammonia and H2O means water. In water molecule, how many individual atoms are there? Two, that means oxygen and hydrogen. Two atoms of hydrogen is there and one atom of oxygen. So what kind of bond present in all these molecules? Covalent bond. Here two types of covalent bonds are there. One is polar covalent compounds and non-polar covalent compound. Polar means uh, those compounds which can dissolve or mingle with polar compounds or polar solvents like water. All this. Non-polar means the compounds which are insoluble in water like compounds. Those are called non-polar covalent compounds. We are explaining this formation of oxygen molecule in Lewis dot structure only. So we have to write the Lewis dot structure for oxygen atoms, each oxygen atom. So here two oxygen atoms are there. And see here, 2, 6, its electronic configuration. So how many electrons required for each oxygen atom to get the octet? 2 more electrons. So first oxygen atom, it is contributing 2 electrons, and similarly next oxygen atom also it is contributing 2 more electrons. So totally 4 electrons are there. So in between these two oxygen atoms, totally 4 electrons are sharing. 4 means 2 pairs. 1 pair means 2 electrons. So here totally 4 electrons. That means 2 pairs of electrons. So 1 pair means 1 covalent bond. 2 pairs means here 2 covalent bonds. See here, in between these two oxygen atoms, that means in oxygen molecule, how many covalent bonds are there? 2 covalent bonds are there. We can write this one also like this. This is Lewis dot structure. The dots over this molecule, it is representing the valence electrons. So after formation of oxygen molecule, see here, upon this oxygen 4 electrons already there, and it is sharing 2 more pair with other oxygen molecules. So totally here sharing here 4 and already 4 are there. So totally 8 electrons. Similarly the other oxygen atom also attains the octet. Each oxygen atom contributes 2 electrons for bonding. So totally 4 electrons. There exist 2 covalent bonds between oxygen atoms in oxygen molecule. We have seen that one. 2 covalent bonds are there. So 2 pairs of electrons shared between them. 4 means nothing but 2 pair. Pair means 2 electrons. So 2 pairs means 4 electrons. We can say that a double bond is formed between 2 oxygen atoms. In fluorine molecule, we have seen that is single bond. Why? Because only 2 electrons, that means only 1 pair of electrons are shared between 2 fluorine atoms. But here in oxygen molecule, 2 pairs of electrons are shared. That's why it is here double bond. 2 covalent bonds, it is called double bond. Similarly, next one, try to write the formation of nitrogen molecule. First, what we have to write? The Lewis dot structure for nitrogen atom. So, electronic configuration, it is 2, 5. That means 5 valence electrons are there. So, each nitrogen atom, how many electrons required to get the octet? 3 electrons. So, each nitrogen atom shares or contributes 3 electrons each. So totally how many electrons are contributing or participating in the chemical bonding? Totally 6 electrons are participating in the chemical bonding. 6 electrons means how many pairs? 3 pairs. So 1 pair means 1 covalent bond. Here 3 pair means 3 covalent bonds. So N in between 2 nitrogen atoms, that means in nitrogen molecule, How many covalent bonds are formed? 3 bonds. Why? Because totally 6 electrons are sharing. That means 3 pairs of electrons. We can write this like this also, Lewis dot structure. So after the formation of nitrogen molecule, see here, outside already 2 electrons are there and sharing here already 6. So 6 plus 2, 8 electrons. So each nitrogen atom in nitrogen molecule, they attain the octet. Why? Because by sharing their valence electrons. Each nitrogen atom contributes 3 electrons for bonding. Thus, how many covalent bonds? 3 covalent bonds between uh, nitrogen atoms, 2 nitrogen atoms in nitrogen molecule. 3 pairs of electrons shared between them. How many pairs here? 3 pairs. That means 6 electrons. So we can say that a triple bond is formed between 2 nitrogen atoms. In fluorine atom, we have seen that single bond because 1 pair of electrons are shared. Next, oxygen molecule. How many electrons? Totally 4. That means 2 pairs of electrons. 1 pair means 1 covalent bond. So 2 pairs means 2 covalent bonds. But here in nitrogen molecule, how many pairs are participating totally? 3 pairs of electrons are participated and shared the between these 2 nitrogen molecule atoms. So in nitrogen molecule, we can say that 3 covalent bonds are, we can call it as triple bond is formed. Now you can observe that one, how these bonds are formed, what type of bond it is. Let us see the bond formation in methane molecule. First we need to write the electronic configuration for carbon. How many valence electrons are there? 4. And how many it required to get the octet? 4 more electrons. And 4 hydrogen atoms, how many electrons are there here? Each hydrogen atom has 1 electron. So 1 electron. To get the duplet here. What is duplet? If any atom it possesses or it attains 2 electrons in their valence shell, it is called duplet. 8 electrons means we will call that one as octet. So here carbon atom has to get 4 electrons to get the octet, and hydrogen atom it has to gain 1 more electron each. So 4 hydrogen atoms means 4 electrons. So then they attain, each hydrogen atom attains a duplet here. See how the bond formation is happening here, how they share the electrons. So carbon atom has 4 electrons, so it can share its 4 electrons to each hydrogen atom. See, and each hydrogen atom it shares its single electron with carbon. So finally, see here how the bond is forming. Totally each hydrogen atom get the duplet configuration, that means 2 electrons, and but the total carbon around this carbon calculate totally 8 electrons are there. So carbon got stable electronic configuration, it got the octet configuration, but hydrogen is duplet configuration. So totally the molecule it is stable. So here how many pairs of electrons are there? Totally 4 pairs. That means 8 electrons are shared among carbon and hydrogen atoms. So by this sharing we have got this methane molecule. CH4 means we have to call that one as methane. It is a gas. You can write it like this also. So 1 pair means 1 covalent bond. So 4 pair means how many bonds are there here? 4 covalent bonds are there. 4 covalent bonds. What type of covalent bond? This one, carbon hydrogen covalent bond, CH bonds. We can write like this also. So, carbon atom contributes 4 electrons. How many electrons it is contributing? 4 electrons for bonding. And hydrogen how many? 4 hydrogen atom contributes 1 electron each. In methane molecule there are 4 carbon and hydrogen single covalent bonds. 1 pair means 1 covalent bond. So here how many bonds? 4 CH bonds. That means 4 covalent bonds are there. Formation of ammonia molecule. Ammonia means NH3. So one nitrogen atom, and how many hydrogen atoms are there? 3 hydrogen atoms. Let us see the sharing of the electrons here. Nitrogen electronic configuration, Lewis dot structure, this one. How many valence electrons are there? Totally 5. Next, each hydrogen atom, how many? 1 electron each. So a nitrogen atom, to get the octet, how many electrons required for this? 3 electrons. But each hydrogen, how many required? 1 electron. So by sharing 3 electrons, 3 electrons from nitrogen and 1 electron from hydrogen, ammonia molecule formed. So here hydrogen atom, it got the duplet configuration, and nitrogen atom, it got the octet configuration. That means both the atoms are stable. That means ammonia molecule, it is stable. We can write this one like this because nitrogen forms only 3 bonds. See here, 3 covalent bonds with 3 hydrogen atoms, but one pair of electrons are like this, left like this. That is called lone pair. That means those are lone. Lonely means single. They are not forming any bond with any other atom. But here three hydrogen atoms, they formed bonds with nitrogen. See here, we can write like this, and one lone pair, we need to represent that lone pair with 2 electrons upon that one. Nitrogen atom contributes 3 electrons for bonding. 3 electrons it is contributing. Then 3 hydrogen atoms contributes 1 electron each. So in ammonia molecule, there are how many bonds? 3 NH single covalent bonds. 3 covalent bonds. What those covalent bonds are? NH. In between NH, we have to write a single bond. That means 2 electrons are sharing. So N single bond H. How many covalent bonds totally? 3 in ammonia. But here one lone pair also there. You have to remember that one. We will discuss later about that lone pair. Formation of water molecule. We know that in oxygen, to get the octet, how many electrons required? 2 electrons. Already it possesses 6 electrons and 2 more electrons. If it accepts, the octet, it is completed. So it gets stable electronic configuration. Similarly, 2 hydrogen atoms, it requires 1 electron each to get the duplet. So oxygen and hydrogen atoms, they come closer and then they share 2 electrons each. So here totally 2 pairs of electrons, and the bonds are 2 covalent bonds. But here 2 lone pairs also there. Observe this picture. Only 2 bonds in between this oxygen and hydrogen, OH, and 2 lone pairs also there. We can write this one like this also, by representing that 2 lone pairs are there and oxygen and hydrogen are sharing 2 electrons each. So oxygen contributes 2 electrons for bonding. Similarly, hydrogen atom 1 electron each. In water molecule, there are how many single covalent bonds? 2 OH single covalent bonds. So this is the formation of water molecule. These are all explained by using the Lewis dot structures. So what you have learned today? Covalent bond. In covalent bond, how many types are there? A single bond is there. Single bond means covalent bonds in which one pair of electrons is shared. We have seen this one in hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine and iodine. How many pairs of electrons are shared? One pair of electrons. So this is called single bond. So what is double bond? If 2 pairs of electrons shared, then that covalent bond is called double bond. Examples are, today we have seen this one, oxygen molecule and carbon dioxide and C2H4. Triple bond means what? In which 3 pairs of electrons are shared. So these kind of covalent bonds are called triple bond. So nitrogen molecule and C2H2 and HCN, hydrogen cyanide. What is covalency then? The number of covalent bonds that a particular atom can make with other atoms. We have seen that all these formation of molecules and there how many bonds also we have seen. That is nothing but covalency. Example, say here, covalency of oxygen in water molecule is 2, because in water molecule how many bonds are there? 2 OH single covalent bonds are there. That is nothing but the covalency. Let us see the properties of covalent compounds. Usually they obtain in liquids and gases due to weak forces of attraction between their molecules. Some of them are solids. Very few of these covalent compounds are appears in solid state, but remaining maximum number they appears in liquids and gaseous state because of the weak forces of attraction. And in ionic compounds we have seen that strong attraction, that means electrostatic force of attraction, that is more strong. Here weak van der Waals forces. Do you remember in 9th standard you have a lesson like that name is matter around us. You have studied about how the molecules are attached in gases, liquids and solids. So the bond, what kind of forces also you have studied. So among these liquids and gases, weak forces because of the weak force of attraction. But here very few are solids. Usually these liquids and gases having low melting and low boiling points, but in ionic bond there's high boiling point and high melting points are there. Mostly they are insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents. Organic solvents, do you know? Just like benzene, that is soluble in water means we know that is polar, but here insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvent. They do not conduct electricity. When usually these molecules will conduct electricity when they can dissociate into ions like positive and negative charge ions, then they conduct electricity. Here there is no chance at all in covalent compounds, just they are sharing their electrons without losing their identity. Just simply they are attaining the octet by sharing the electrons, not the transferring and not transforming into ions. So here they do not conduct electricity. Usually in human body, if you observe, it is filled with covalent compounds. As if best example it is water. Not only human body, most of the our surroundings is filled with covalent compounds. What air we breathe in, it contains covalent molecules of oxygen and nitrogen. This is all about covalent bond. One more thing we have to learn in this covalent bond is bond length and bond energy. What is bond length? It is the equilibrium distance between the nuclei of two atoms which form a covalent bond. The distance that is called bond length, and it is generally calculated in terms of nanometers or angstrom units. 1 angstrom is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 10 meter or 0.1 nanometer or 100 picometers. So 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. One more we need to learn, it is bond energy. Now we have learned how the molecules are formed by making the bonds between atoms. But what is energy, bond energy? For dissociating or for breaking that covalent bond, how much energy required? See here. Bond energy or bond dissociation energy is the energy needed to break a covalent bond between two atoms of diatomic covalent compound. That means in that covalent compound, how many atoms should be there? 2 atoms. And in which state it should be? In gaseous state. Like methane, we have seen that. So for dissociating or breaking the bond between these two these two atoms, that means carbon and hydrogen, the energy required is called bond energy for breaking the bond. See here, this tabular form. Here all these are bonds, that means hydrogen and fluorine. In hydrogen molecule, the bond length it is 0.74 angstrom units between hydrogen and hydrogen. Similarly, bond dissociation energy is 436 kilojoules mole to the power of minus 1. In fluorine molecule, among fluorine two atoms, what is the bond length? 1.44 angstrom units, and bond energy it is 159. See how? Do you remember how many electrons, that means how many valence electrons are shared in hydrogen molecule? Each hydrogen atom shares one. That means one pair of electrons. That means two electrons are shared in hydrogen molecule. Even fluorine also single bond. So only one pair. So here two electrons means one pair of electrons are shared. So why it is different? If hydrogen atom in hydrogen molecule are shared one electron and fluorine also shared one electron, then the bond length should be same, right? Do you get the doubt? Did you get? Observe this one. Bond dissociation energy. If one electron only shared and single bond only it is there. So for dissociating the bond, that means for breaking the bond also, we required only same amount of energy, right? But here for hydrogen molecule 436 kilojoules are there, but in fluorine molecule 159 only there. What is the reason? Why here it is one is very high and one is very low? Even bond length also one is more and one is high. If we observe all these throughout this values, bond lengths and bond energies among these atoms, so many variations are there. Even though few molecules are similar, that means only two electrons are shared or only four electrons are shared, even though the bond lengths and bond energies are varying. So what is the reason? What might be the reason? Now we have completed the electronic theory of valence, and we have learned in this ionic bond and covalent bond how the bonds are formed, how these atoms are coming closer, and by one is by transferring of electrons, that is ionic bond, and one more it is by sharing of the valence electrons, that is called covalent bond. We have learned completely about that one, and we have seen the properties also, but few drawbacks are there. Just now we have seen all these explanation depends on the Lewis dot structure only. We are representing and we are talking about the valence electrons. So the theory could not explain the reason behind uh, the bond angles and bond lengths and bond dissociation energies. It fails because we depends on the valence electrons, and we are talking about only bond formation based on the valence electrons and getting the octet. See here in BeCl2, the bond angle between beryllium and chlorine, it is 180 degrees. What is the reason? Similarly in boron, BF3 also, boron and fluorine, the bond angle is 120 degrees. What is the reason? Is both are appearing in similar structures, or they are sharing and they are forming similar kind of bonds, then what is the reason for variation of their bond angles? In methane also, HCH bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes, but in NH3 ammonia, H and H bond angle is 107 degrees and 18 minutes. Even in water molecule, the HOH bond angle it is 104 degrees 31 minutes. And this theory, the electronic theory of valence, it fails. That means it could not explain the reason behind this one. What is the reason? If covalent bond is formed among two atoms, that means oxygen and hydrogen, what is the reason for a bond angle of 104 degrees 31 minutes? In ammonia, what is the reason the bond angle is 107 degrees 18 minutes? So it could not explain the exact reason. It explained that this much will be the bond angle and this much will be the bond energy and this much required for bond dissociation. But it does not give a clear picture. So finally it fails to explain the bond angles. So based on the Lewis dot structure, the electronic theory of valence failed to explain the bond angle. Bond angle is nothing but the angle made between any two atoms. So it fails to explain the shape of the molecules. If the angle it does not explain the reason, then it fails to explain the shapes also, because based on these angles only we will talk about the shapes of the molecules. So do you remember hydrogen molecule means it is in bent shape like this. If we confidently say that that water molecule is in bent shape, then we have to explain the reason behind that why it is 104 degrees 31 minutes. So here these are the drawbacks of electronic theory of valence. So today we have completed that electronic theory of valence. This is for today. Go through the textbook. Thank you so much.